Hi everybody, it's Daz your man, Disability Daz again. Yeah, I just listened to part of it. First thing, I've not been gaming since 48, I've been gaming since I was 4, 48 years ago. Around the time of Galaxian, and I think it was either my Uncle George with the Atari 2600, or my earliest memory in the arcade is stood on a cardboard box pressing the button to fire whilst my dad, my natural father, moved left and right, and I became obsessed with soundwire buttons and stuff ever since. So I don't know what were them, but button mad and pinball mad and stuff, and arcade mad. But yeah, I think it was around 78 that I got into games in that way. And then I had things like a Snoopy Tennis, Game Boy, Watch, and Caveman. A strange one, Firefox, Tommy 3Ds, and things like that. One of my friends that he had that. And then I got into gaming when I was in 1983 with the ZX Spectrum. And then gaming in my own home ever since, on a multi-platform likewise. And I gamed all the way up from 64, then Amiga, Commodore 64, then Amiga, then a Commodore PC, which I bought when I was 19. And I was a PC gamer for decades. I used to build PCs for a few years until I got too poorly. Too ill, as I mean, for Americans. Poorly means ill. And then I got into consoles same age. I got a SNES that same year. But my love was always PCs, gaming. I like the strategy games and that. I love the things like platformers and my shoot 'em ups. Remember Terra Crest to be mad on the Spectrum. Some classics like Bruce Lee and stuff, but they weren't shumps. But my favourite is shumps. I call them shumps. You know, shmups, shoot 'em ups, STGs, shoot core. They're my favourite. Vertical scrolling, dodging bullets, don't patchy Deju. It's just the best thing ever. And Batsugan and Battledragon. And I would be happy if they just kept releasing games with shoot 'em ups for the rest of eternity. I'm mad on them, absolutely obsessed with them. So yes, I've not been gaming for a long time. I'm not very good at them. I can't do one credit them. The only one credit I ever did was Green Beret. I think it's called Russian Beat in America. I can't remember, Russia something. And I played that for a week in Mallorca when I was a teenager on holiday. And finally beat it on one credit, and I don't think I could do it ever again. But I love that. I love running guns, and like I said, the only genre I don't like is point and clicks. And I think if it was straightforward point and click, like full throttle, I'd be fine. But it's the thinking outside the box ones. The very I'm not good at puzzles really, or crosswords, so I don't understand. Apparently, my health and brain damage. I don't understand certain games like that. So anyway, so we'll carry on this. I will be putting the phone on now and again, so I do apologise for the noise. I've looked everywhere. I live, like I said, I'm bed bound, so everything's around me in bed. Because it's quite late here. It's 20 to 4 in the morning in the UK, and I woke up with a really bad heart pain, so I've had some painkillers and a spray and that, and I just decided to go back to sleep, just chill out and chat on here and that, and start gaming properly with this. I'm thinking about setting another channel up so I can stream, because obviously this account's not working. We'll see anyway, we'll see. But if I do that, I'll let you all know. But I've hardly got any people following me. I know that I'm not very new to the scene. It's not even about as long as it's a core group that enjoy what I'm doing. I'll just like watching my videos. Like I said, if you don't want me to talk, I won't talk. And it won't be like this all the time, I'll be gaming. You know, I appreciate what people say, so. And I want to go back to what I used to do, doing quick takes. I can suss a game within 5 hours normally. Certain ones I don't. Certain ones recently I've been playing, like Assassin's Creed, and that I've took about 8-10 hours to click. And then I just like I'm not sure, and I'm not sure about controls, etc. And they take longer, but most games I know if they're going to be a great game or not within 5 hours. And I've always been like that, and I have a hunch for games that are coming out as well. But I don't judge them. I've never say, oh, that looks crap, it'll be no good to play, blah blah. I think if you're going to judge a game, you should play it first. It's like everything in life, we're all different, we all like different things, we all have different tastes. Like I said earlier, you know, one girl's Mortal Kombat is another girl's, you know, what's she called? Sorry, my brain again. The one girl's My Little Pony. Yeah. So right, so the fan will be going on and off because like I said, I digress. I go off on tangents. Like I said, I'm bed bound, so I lifted my hospital bed, raised it, and I have a basket under the bed what's got controls and that in it, and my noise cancelling things that I've never used are there. So I'll have to get my carers to have a look this morning. So it'll be going on and off till then. My plan is to play some of this, and then to start on Path of Exile, Death Stranding, Assassin's Creed, Final Fantasy 7 redo, the first one. Because I was mad on Final Fantasy 7. 10's my favourite. I haven't played all of them. I think Hitman. They're like my main, but I've been playing all sorts over the times. I've got loads to play. I mean, a lot to play. Because I've not been gaming hardly properly for quite a long time, somewhere recently. Like, you're talking like a decade. Just wiped for 6. I had sepsis, thought I was going to die, had heart attacks and been clinically dead and all sorts in the last 10 years. Last 2 years have been absolute hell, like sepsis year before last, and I say whistleblowing, but I'm a disabled rights activist. I brought out about the NHS was in the UK about 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago. I got attacked in A&E because of it, and I get treated really badly by the local hospital because I whistleblew. Well, complained because I'm not part of the company, and I've been beaten up and all sorts. And I'm not joking, I'm not making things up. They even brought the BBC to discredit me the next day after I put it on Twitter. Well, some of them on Twitter. And the only thing they did was send Ted Nurse out hospital. And because I'd recorded audio conversations what they'd been doing to me, she was more bothered about that and getting prosecuted by the police. We can't prosecute somebody for recording. That's why we have, you know, people like me, disability rights journalists and all sorts. And she listened to it, realised that I wasn't lying and that these things were going on. So she'd get back to me, she never turned up. I think we've had about 4 or 5 years of that. Me and my fiance, well, she doesn't live locally. We just get stonewalled all the time. You get so far, our pals don't even get back to you, or they do an investigation, they say they're going to do one, and they never get back to you. And it's been like that for years, and I got told it was political, my health, and it now affects me, medication and stuff, because I took it all the way to the Twitter on Prime Minister and that. One of my GPs said, now your medication's political, we can't talk about medication and that. Because I'm going to write to town on pain management and they won't help me. So I've got all these meetings and that next week with MDT and everything. My health's very bad, but I get in a lot of pain, a hell of a lot of pain. 1 minute I'm getting a consultant saying that, yeah, we'll put you forward for palliative care. Because basically I should have been dead 10 years ago. So because I've lived long enough with my heart, I'm penalised for it, and they won't help me with any medication. I'm on about any medication, not even a paracetamol extra or anything. They won't do anything at the moment, and that's been like that for years as well. and that's got to the stage now I've atrophied so much that my leg snapped 23rd December, and I can no longer walk. So I was pretty much bedbound anyway, but now I can't wait there, and I'm waiting for physio and that to sort out. It's all a big shit show, to be honest. Anyway, I won't put the mood down. I don't actually get on with things. You know, I'll talk to anybody about anything. You know, mental health, physical health. I'd all sorts out to me in life, and I will talk to anybody, help anybody, and be there for anybody. But I'm not gullible, so all you scammers out there, do one. No, I don't really want a girlfriend or anything like that if you start that crap as well, and dating scams and all that shite. I'm a Yorkshireman, I'm tight with money, I have cobwebs in my wallet. That's what us Yorkshiremen are like. We have to feed the whippet with a flat cap and boost that baby. Right, anyway, so that's what's happening at the moment. We'll put the fan back on now for a couple of minutes, and then we'll start getting, because it'll make a bit of a noise. I'm sorry. This is what I live with. It's a nightmare. Constantly hot, and apparently I've got thyroid problems, but it's borderline on top of everything else, and that could affect the way my heat regulates. Apparently on my blood supply level, because I've got B12 deficient now as well, some injections for that. But I constantly have to have ice all the time in my drinks. Constantly hot. I'm thirsty. I've got diabetes, but I've got a catheter in as well now. So that's another thing what my GP fucked up with. Sorry, swearing. GP messed up on that and left me for years. And now I have to have a permanent catheter in from last year's emergency. And I got told it was now for life because they can't operate on me any form, because my heart would take any form of operation. Even an angiogram, my heart still has to run an angiogram, and when I had a stress test, because I had a triple bypass, failed after 3 months, 3 stents failed, and I've been left with an arterial spasm graft, which causes childbirth pain, so it's very rare, and I'm in agony all the time, so I've got painkillers, and now it's got worse, and I need help. So we spent 18 months trying to get something sorted. And the last consultant said that I had 3 months bed rest to think about the word palliative, because he went me on palliative pain relief, and then get back to me, and he didn't get back to me, and I saw somebody else spoke to me, didn't have a clue about me, and I just said nah, I don't want the operation, because he said it was a 30% survival rate. I said nah, I don't want it, I want to be on palliative pain management. And then I called a liar and all sorts. Passed a pill to us by my GP ever since. So yeah, we've got a multidisciplinary meeting next week, an MDT they call them, which is like, but apparently there's a consultant that is not my consultant. I don't have a consultant, and the guys that are on about looking after me and telling other people is not my consultant. I don't have one. I've seen him in A&E 3 or 4 times. I had a right go at him, because when I had sepsis, he told his colleague from ICU that I had no life because I was bedbound, and basically let me die, because I was told I was going to die that night. I'd be intubated and go to ICU, and the best I'd have was renal failure and then dialysis. And so the guy from ICU came down. There's a guy called Dr. Beeb. I'll name him. Dr. Beeb came and saw my heart. I've seen him a few times. He doesn't believe that I have a heart condition, even though Dr. Crook found it. They've lost a load of notes. He's actually his boss, and Dr. Crook retired, and I was under Dr. Crook for 5 years and discharged because the pain management was okay, but I've got worse health-wise since then. That was like 2018, and ever since, about a year later, I've been trying to get help. Get sorted, in and out of hospital 50-60 times in 3 years, and then some. So Dr. B thought my aorta had ruptured, because I have a stent sticking out next to my aorta, which could go any time. So he comes down, it isn't that, he tells his colleague from ICU, oh yeah, Darren's a bedbound guy, what's been abused all of his life by his family and fled when he was 38 and all this crap. And he's, you know, he's had no life and he's in pain all the time. Let him die. So that's what he said to me, and I said, no, sod off. You won't say that to Stephen Hawkins. I have a brilliant life. I have a family. You know, I might be on my own, but I have a family, and I love gaming. I love films and that. It's not what you can do. It's not what you can't do. It's what you can do. And you wouldn't say that to somebody else, like just because I'm, you know, disabled doesn't mean you can do that. And he did a DNR, and I don't believe in them. And we found it when I got home. So yeah, and apparently, I've seen it. It's very common, especially when we had lockdown. I saw a lot of people not being resuscitated because they just write a DNR. So what I'm saying to you, people don't realise in the UK we're fighting for euthanasia. It already exists. Doctors can put people down. Sorry to say it. If you're on your own and you're old, or you're very ill, they can DNR you, and nobody will know about it. The doctors have the power to do that. That's why people go to high court with, you know, if you've got a kid and the kid's, you know, poorly and you want them to keep alive, that's what they do. They take them to court to, you know, and you are not just killing that person when you do that. You're withdrawing food and liquid. So we don't know if that person's dying. We just don't know. Yeah, I see some horrors. I've seen people die in hospitals. But anyway, so I told this guy to sod off, and I had to phone my fiancée up and tell her that I wasn't coming home. And I'm normally very lovey, and she said, "What, this weekend?" I'm like, no, never. And I went, okay, I'm about to go anywhere. And then I woke up 3 days later in a cubicle, in a room. So I survived. I don't know how I survived, I don't know. But I did. And I'm still here. So that's my story. I think I should just end this one again, because it's about me again, isn't it? And I'm pissing about Whittering, and we don't want that. But yeah, about me part 2. I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, Dazzy Man, aka my new name, Disability Daz. For, you know, to show everybody can game. So yeah, I'll talk to you all in a minute. Sorry about this.